Eddie. Welcome to PodcastAunty. How are you today?
I'm really well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me to your dojo.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah. So just to begin with, can you tell us what inspired you to open this Shobukan Martial Arts?
What inspired me to actually get involved in karate or to open up a school to teach?
Maybe take us through your whole journey, entire journey.
Oh, okay. It's going back a long time. It's quite a few decades.
Yeah.
But I started martial arts in the 60s. Well, put into martial arts by my father, who got sick of seeing us getting beaten at school and walking down the street. It was a rough part of a rough area where we were brought up. So, he put us into martial arts, and my brother and I started when we were quite young. I was 4 or 5. I think my brother was 5, 6-ish. Wow. And we just loved it, got involved in it, and we've been doing it ever since. So we've now been coaching for 4 and a bit decades. In fact, coming up to our 43rd anniversary of teaching.
Amazing.
So we've been in this area for quite some time in the we're in the Willetton area now, but we're brought up in Rossmoyne. So we're teaching at the Corinthian Park Tennis Club and Melville High School for 20-odd years, 20 years at the Leisureplex Centre, and we've been here for 3 years now.
Beautiful.
So it was my dream to always have a full-time premises, a full-time dojo where we can have all the gear here, our equipment, the mirrors, and proper mats for the safety of the students, and people can stay back and train longer and not sort of be kicked out of an hourly rate higher hall system.
Oh, beautiful. And I think you're doing pretty well. I do see a pass by every day, and there's so many students coming in.
Yeah, we're quite fortunate. Word of mouth is a great thing. We get lots of good comments made, and that's always nice. It's nice to get some feedback, whether it's positive or negative. We take that on board, and we always want to improve. We're always about wanting to get better and offer a better service to the kids and the community, and of course adults as well.
Yeah. Sorry, so I'll go a little bit about your own personal life, right? Because I think you started saying that you got a little bully or something from where you were brought up. So how did martial arts help?
Yeah. Look, bullying is a bigger thing now. I mean, back in the day, it was bullying by being punched or pushed or common, being called names or being laughed at, and you didn't want to have to go through that, and we hate seeing kids go through that now. And plus, you've got cyberbullying now, which is the coward's way of attacking others, and kids, grow up with this fear and don't want to go to school anymore because they're going to get bullied at school or be laughed at because what was put on the media and so forth. So, we try and build the kids' confidence and make them stronger and deal with bullying in many different ways. And that's by calling them out, like you're a bully, stop, and giving them the confidence and the strength to be able to speak up and stand up for themselves. Yeah. Karate's not about the punch, the kick. It's about a number of things. And the main thing is to make them feel stronger and more confident in themselves, and not to be shy to sort of stand and back themselves.
Fair enough. So I think excuse my knowledge in martial art, but could you tell our listeners what is martial arts, how it is different from kickboxing or karate or jiu-jitsu and all that?
Yeah, look, martial arts is a broad term. It encompasses all the martial arts from judo, jiu-jitsu, karate, taekwondo,
so it's a mixture.
It's not a mixture. They're all different styles, different forms. Like judo, for example, is a more grappling, throws, holds, and things like that. Jiu-jitsu has a bit more intricate forms in terms of locks and chokes and a lot of ground fighting. Yeah. And karate, like taekwondo, boxing, the Chinese martial arts, kung fu, Wing Chun, whatever, they're all stand-up type fighting systems, which have elements of ground fighting.
Yeah, all right.
But with the Japanese system, you've got judo, you've got kendo, you've got aikido, you've got karate, of course. So we do a Japanese form of martial arts.
Okay, beautiful. And were there any challenges when you were trying to say, are you originally from Australia?
I was born in Victoria, yes.
Victoria, okay. So did you have any challenge when you decided to open up a martial arts or, open a franchise, Shobukan?
No, the association is very supportive. I've been involved in the association since the late 70s. Yeah. My teacher, Sensei Eddie, who is an amazing man, an amazing mentor. I have a few mentors in my life, and I think the most important role of a parent is to raise a child, and I think the most memorable thing for a child is to have a good teacher or a mentor. And that can be in the way of a school teacher. A lot of students will remember good school teachers or sports coaches or the ones that put their arm around them to help them and guide them and encourage them to sort of, push through the barriers and keep fighting and not give up.
Fair enough.
Yeah. When I say the word fighting, I don't mean
physical fighting.
Yeah,
I mean, be able to stand up for themselves. Right.
Yeah.
So I think martial arts and all these forms, I think, as the name suggests, I think people relate it with more resilience and strength and etc. But what are the other development that happens? Like, be it self-confidence, does it even enhance? What are those qualities that you think that kids take up, like, when they go through this martial arts?
Yeah, we have a board that has a number of things on it, so the discipline is a big part. I mean, the acceptance, the community, diversity with the different ethnic groups that bring people together. I mean, martial arts or karate, what we offer here is not just the punch, the kick. It's a whole lot of things that encompass them to actually grow, to be stronger, to stand up for themselves, to get the better job, it's life. It's not just about karate. It's not just about fighting. It's more about the progression and where it can take you. Yeah. And I think when you're strong and when you're confident, you can stand up for yourself. You can apply for those jobs. Yeah. You can push yourself outside of your comfort zone sort of, put yourself in that place that it may not be comfortable at first, but you're not afraid to try.
Yeah. So I'm reading your board. It says respect, courage, discipline, determination, commitment, fitness, self-discipline, confidence, power, focus, life skills, health, and speed. That's like almost everything that you need in life to be successful, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you had any story, and it could be your own personal story, Eddie, like any of your students who were like, not very confident or were bullied, but this, entering into martial arts changed their whole,
we've seen it all. We've seen the kids come in with their heads down and cannot make the eye contact, don't have any confidence whatsoever, no self-esteem.
Yeah.
They've been picked on, whether it's at school or in the playground, not involved in any other sports, not feeling a part of a team or a part of a group. So karate's given them so much to help build that confidence, that strength, so they can now go out and do other activities as well and feel like they belong, that they deserve, the opportunity or the chance. So we've seen lots of kids come in, and we hear lots of stories as well, and the parents come back to us.
Any interesting one that you would like to share with the listeners? Anything that strikes?
Well, we had, when I first started teaching in Perth, I had a club. I had 2 students, and I was in a little church hall. Yeah. And then I had one family join, and it was a family of 6. And 4 of the 6 kids were adopted from different parts of the world, different ethnic groups and backgrounds. And 2 of those kids became small champions. Oh, wow. And just the confidence that they gained through the martial arts. And, I guess when you're an ethnic person from another part of the world and you've been adopted into an Australian family and you don't have,
same cultural values.
Yeah. Like we had Malaysians, had Chinese, had 2 Korean, a brother and sister that were Korean, had a Malaysian girl, she became a state national champion, a Vietnamese boy. So it was quite amazing. It was very endearing to sort of see that you can make a difference, that you have got that impact on others. Yeah. And we're very mindful of it, we teach kids individually. We're not here to teach a mass amount of people one way and that's it. It's this way or the highway. No, we individualise, we try and help, we try and cover all their needs, and we look at those that need it more than others, and they sometimes get a bit more attention. Yeah. And all we ask is the parents to persevere, because we only get them for a short time, and kids can be fickle. They can want to start something and then their friends are doing something else and they want to quit this and do that. And I think that starts to form a trend, and we don't want that trend. No, I'm sure nobody wants that trend of starting and quitting, because that later on carries into life. Yeah. Start a job, I don't like this job, don't like the people here, I'm going to quit and end up and never pushing themselves.
So any interesting story of your student who got attacked or anything?
Yeah, there's probably 2 that I'll touch on, and one was a young boy, beautiful boy, Anglo-Indian boy, and he had a stuttering problem. He couldn't look you in the eye. He couldn't speak without, stuttering, and he'd get excited and couldn't get words out. And I'd help him just take a deep breath, just calm down and think about what you want to say, then say it. So little story I want to share about him, how he grew to be a bouncer in a nightclub, from being quite a shy person. And not overly strong or big, but became a very strong and powerful person. And that was more mental than physical, just having that self-belief. But we were going to Geraldton, and I had a van, and I took a group of students. We were on our way to a tournament in Geraldton. And I'd role play with each of them because it was going to be their first tournament. So I'd try and create the scene. I said, right, try and visualise mats on the floor. There's going to be referees. There's going to be people watching. And you're standing there and you're standing on the line and you're facing your opponent and you're a bit nervous. You're a bit scared. And the referee says, Hajime, what do you do? Bang, I've scored a point on you. Too late. I'm 1 up. You're already losing. So I'd go through this role play and sort of get them to visualise everything because visualisation is such a powerful tool in anything in life, and especially sports.
Yeah.
So that was quite good. And out of the 6, we had 4 winners, or 4 places. 1 was a first and 2 seconds and a third. And the others did well. They won a fight. But, it was a fun
that's how you prepare them.
Yeah. So that was preparing them for something they'd never been to before or seen before. And we had a lot of fun and everyone's laughing and that was a great day. A day I'll always remember with those students. And one of the students that came along as well was a young girl.
Okay.
And sorry to say, she was probably your height, but she was 15 at the time. Now she would have been a bit smaller. So not strong, just very small framed. And she was out with friends at a party, and some guy slapped her on the bottom, and then went and grabbed her, and she just turned around and with all the fierceness that she could muster and aggression, that controlled aggression, of course, and just pushed this guy, and he just went flying, rolling over tables and chairs, and everyone couldn't believe it because he was twice her size and weight, and everyone just looked in awe and started laughing at the big guy on the ground. She just felt so good and couldn't believe what she just did.
So was she learning martial arts?
Yeah, she was one of my students. She got to black belt with me eventually, but at that time she would have been mid-range in her grading system, so probably a blue belt, I think.
Shy when she joined martial arts and then eventually...
Yeah, she had a little bit of shyness about her, but she had that air of confidence.
Okay.
Because she was quite an intelligent girl, but she certainly wasn't a fighter and didn't think that she could actually handle herself in a situation like that.
Wow, well
and surprised herself and surprised her friends.
Yeah.
And she got, a nickname to be a person not to be messed with.
Yeah, because, most of the time we just tend to ignore, but what she did, I think set an example for many girls and also for the boy not to do that again. So well done. And
well, the inner strength that all women have, it's just an untapped source of energy that you've got in you. I mean, you guys, women are stronger than guys in many, many ways. I mean, heaven sakes, you give birth to children. You go through a lot, and there's a lot of strength, a lot of power. You just got to learn to tap it.
Yeah, I think.
And once you can tap that and focus that energy into where you want it to be focused, you can do anything. You can achieve anything. And I'm hoping to help all girls achieve that, and women, of course.
Oh, good. Yeah. And you did say that one of your students got black belt, right? One of the girl.
The Malaysian one?
The one
that was part of the family, the adopted
how was her journey like?
Yeah, she's a very interesting girl, and she became my first state champion, and super, super quick and no fear. She's just a totally different type of person to the girl that we just spoke about. And, she's generational. I've taught her children and her granddaughter as well.
God.
So, and she frequently visits here, and we love having her back. And
beautiful.
Having taught her kids and her granddaughter, it's just amazing.
Okay, and then granddaughter's daughter.
Well, hopefully we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, that was amazing.
But not everything is for everybody, right? So how long do you think a kid must give before deciding, yes, this is not for me, at least a year? Is there a number of months?
It's a good question.
Yeah,
it's a hard one to answer. Because kids don't know.
Kids don't know, exactly, yeah.
I think when you depending on what age you start at, we'll get kids that start from the age of 3 and 4.
Oh my God.
And they're the ones where you're teaching them motor skills more than anything. Have a bit of fun, motor skills, and hopefully they'll continue. But a lot of those kids might drop out and then come back later.
Yeah.
The ones that start between 7 and 11, that's another group. And then we have a 12 to 15, that's a teenage group. And then we've got the adults, of course. So depending on where they start, we can then say, look, with the little ones, It's just fun. So if they do it for a year, that's great. They've learned something, learned how to roll, how to fall, how to coordinate. They're left. Well, I don't want to teach them left and rights and spend, the class doing that. But we hope they come with those sort of skills. But, they're learning that as well. We're reinforcing a lot of the things that some kids can't walk. They don't know how to walk. Who teaches you how to walk? Nobody. So we look at body movement, we look at coordination, we look at balance, we look at a lot of things, and that's what we offer here, especially the little ones. The next group, it's more of a mental and physical things, so to make their bodies a bit stronger, make them stronger in the mind, because now they're entering the school system, which is where.
And how do you do that? Like strong in the mind?
It's just the discipline of the class, getting them to follow instruction, getting them to line up, getting them to listen, getting them to use their eyes to look. And not look down or look away when they're doing a certain activity or technique.
Yeah. So there's not one core skills, right? It's actually depending on like everything from the time that they enter this dojo to the end. I think it covers all those shadow values that you have it over there.
Absolutely. And we try and say, look, leave whatever you had today out the door.
Outside.
Come in with an empty cup.
Yes.
Let us fill that cup up for you. Let us show you something different. Let us teach you. Let us guide you. Let's help you. And we're here to do that.
Yeah.
All they've got to do is put the effort. Attend and make an effort.
Yeah. Is there a different technique as that when you teach a girl versus a boy that you follow different? And the reason for asking that Eddie, is that recently I was talking to someone who is a basketball coach. They say that it's slightly different technique. A boy, you can get them into winning a team, whereas a girl, you have to slowly start them into feeling that, you're part of a team, and then that winning part comes.
Yeah. I think karate is a little bit different. It is a team sport, but it's more an individual.
Absolutely, yeah.
So every child's going to be different, whether it's male, female. So obviously with the males, they're stronger and they want to show how strong they are. So they're tensing and they're actually restricting the flow of the movement, whereas the girls don't have that strength. So
not in the beginning.
Technically they pick up things quicker than the boys. They're technically better. Boys will be stronger.
Okay.
So obviously you work with their strengths and you help develop the weaker areas as well. So we certainly don't avoid the fact that, okay, you're quite natural at doing this, we won't do that anymore. No, we encourage that. We push their strengths because we want them to really get to the highest level they can with their technical abilities and then improve on the strengths on the power. So they've got strengths in both areas.
Cool.
And with the guys, we help them to relax, just relax a little bit more, stop tensing, stop being too stiff, relax, just throw the punch down, try and push it there.
Yeah.
Because, people don't understand that muscles only contract, they don't push.
Yeah.
That's how they work. So you can't lift, and that's just not natural. It's a robotic, rigid move. Yeah. But if you just threw the body and threw the punch, it's just the body. And the girls find that easy, whereas the guys, it takes a while.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yes. And of course, where we handle girls as opposed to boys, obviously, with all sorts of things going on in the coaching world and students, you've got to be quite mindful of the fact that, it's inappropriate to sort of manhandle or woman handle a girl. With the guys, we can hit them, tap them, and whatever. With the girls, we've got to be a bit more careful.
Yeah.
But we'll do different things with them.
Okay. Now let us tell me something about Shobukan Martial Arts now. I think not just kids. I think we have spoken about kids, but I think Eddie teaches even the adults as well, right? So you have recently started this, or?
No. I've been teaching since 1980, 81. Yeah. So adults are always a big part of the club. I've always loved teaching adults. Yeah.
Is it harder to teach the adults than the kids, or is the same?
Well, it depends on the adult, of course.
Individual, of course.
But no, with kids, they can be very challenging. Yeah.
Kids is more challenging than the adults. Okay.
In terms of wanting to do it, being pushed here, being brought by their parents against their own will. But some will thrive in it and find their stride, whereas other kids will quit. So it depends on how they'll introduce to the club and karate itself.
Yeah.
But with adults, it's certainly a different type of class entirely with the kids.
Sounds good. Now, as a wrap, Eddie, what message do you have for our listeners, parents, adults, who are listening to this? Why should they join martial arts?
Look, all sports are good. Martial arts is a little bit different to other sports in the way of it offers them more than just an activity. It's not just a team activity. It's not just an individual activity. It's something that's going to help develop them mentally as well as physically to be a better person. And that's what being a black belt is. It's not, the belt means nothing. It's about attaining that level, and once you're there, it's helping you become a better person, a more caring person, helping to give back to others and teach others as well. So that's why I do it. That's why I love it. I've competed. I've travelled the world with it. It's opened up doors. We love going to Japan. We love going to other places and being introduced to other clubs and other instructors. So, it's endless. You're here forever. Yeah. Whereas other sports will have a time life. Whereas karate, you can. I've got one student who started at the age of 70. He'll be going for his black belt. He's turning 73. Probably be black belt early next year, middle of next year.
73?
He'll probably hit 74 when he's going to be graded for his black. And so dedicated. I admire him so much. I've got so much respect for him. He does 2 privates with me a week, and plus he does his own work at home, and he trains for the classes here as well.
Yeah,
that's extremely dedicated, and he's got a goal. He knows that his time on this planet is a short time, not a long time. He wants to make the most of it, get the most out of what it offers him.
Yeah, that tells a lot about your teaching skills as well. I know kids loves you, and I'm sure the adults do as well. Even though you're black belt, I was really scared, but you're quite gentle.
Some of the kids can be a little intimidated and a little fearful, but we've got to give a lot of tough love, and sometimes they're going to love you and sometimes they're going to hate you, but we're here to help them, and that's the ultimate message. We want them to thrive, we want them to grow, we want them to get better, and hopefully attain one of these one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not for the sake of saying, hey, look at me, I'm a black belt, because there are lots of black belts out there, but to be a good black belt, to be a better person.
Oh, that's
what it's all about.
Yeah. And if people who wants to join Shobukan Martial Arts, do you want to tell them what's the procedure like?
Yeah, look, if you'd like to attend a class, we do offer a trial period where we actually give you a free uniform, and you'll get 5 lessons for $39. And that's a good intro. That'll give you that time for you or your child, or for you to see how well it is or not for them, to actually get it started. And if you want to join after that trial period, then we can go through the different programs that we have for the kids and adults.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for offering this
Anytime.
time.
Thanks. Thank you. I know pleasure. You're a busy man, but thank you so much.
My pleasure.